G'day, welcome to Baha'i on Air. Now, here's one for you. What do you get when you combine 3 Kiwi jokers, 3 guitars, a car, a van, and a whole lot of goodwill? Well, I'll tell you. You get Strings of the Heart, the travel log of the musical tour of Stefon, Pat and Paul, that's me, 3 musicians who cruised around the North Island of our beautiful country, New Zealand. We've all been Baha'is for years and love nothing more than using our music to bring the Baha'i message of peace, unity and love to our fellow Kiwis. So now join us on our Strings of the Heart journey, where through our love, laughter and stories, you may learn a little more about something dear to our hearts, the Baha'i faith.
Little by little, somehow, little by little, little by little, little by little, day by day, oh yeah, little by little, somehow, well, better make some time, I'm gonna lay, that'll be all right. Little by little, little by little, little by little, day by day, oh, little by little, somehow. Another number that I enjoy doing, we've done quite often on this tour, is a song called Little by Little, and it's inspired by a quote from Bahá'í. He's the son of Baha'u'llah, the prophet founder of the Baha'i faith. And indeed, Bahá'í to the Baha'is is known as a perfect exemplar because of his attitude and things, the way he displays the characteristics of his life. Apparently, one of Bahá'í's followers came to him and he said, Bahá'í, how does one become a Baha'i? And his answer was, little by little, day by day. Stand there and say it's wrong. Say it's wrong. You've been standing far too long. And so I thought, this is a very nice little concept, and I thought this can apply in many different things that we do in our life. And it's a wonderful, very simple saying, but it's so true. That we look at the immensity of things that we're trying to accomplish sometimes, and they seem like a huge obstacle to get over. But if we just attack them little by little, day by day, gradually we overcome these obstacles, we grow stronger, and it really puts us in a strong position for the next obstacle that comes along. Take the key, unlock the gate, it's time to waste it, don't hesitate.
Basically, it's just a good time show, just a sort of thing where if people would want a bit of really good music, a bit of spiritual stuff, a bit of blues, a bit of rock and roll, and we're here to have a good time. Sing it, Jim. Coming for to carry me, oh, sweet love, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me. Get there before I do, coming for carry me, oh yeah. Get on my pants, I'm coming there too, coming for to carry me, yeah, yeah. Swing low, sweet chariot, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me, oh. Sweet love, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me on my knees. Swing low, sweet Pardon to your own choice, not hearing what others say. Zip-yard was the only boy. As if it was the only way, give me time to be free of myself. One of my favorite songs is another song about Bahá'í called Heart to Heart. And it talks about when you speak from the heart, see with your eyes.
It's really a song that talks about individuals. When you're interacting with other people, learn to say what's on your heart and on your mind, and be honest and open with them and frank, so that people can see that you're sincere and you want to interact. And I think when you do that to individuals, you get the same reaction back. And that's why a heart-to-heart relationship, it's an honest and good relationship.
Hold it to your own choice, not hearing what others say. See, mine was the only choice. If it was the only way, give me time to be free of myself.
I love the song for two reasons. Because it's about Abdul Baha and it portrays his life and a lot of the things that he taught, but also it's got nice jazz progressions, and I quite like songs using those jazzy chords.
From the heart, see with your eyes, feel with your mind. It isn't no surprise, don't close your eyes, 'cause Abdul Baha, he's standing beside you. Heart to heart, beside you.
McKenna, my offsider, plays a really mean harp on this number, and I love his harp playing on it.
See with your eyes, feel with your mind. It is no surprise, don't close your eyes. 'Cause Abdul Baha is standing beside you. Heart to heart, beside you.
This trip that I'm currently on is called Strings of the Heart, and that's the name that Stefon chose because they had a concert up in the Cook Islands and they called it Strings of the Heart, and it was quite successful, so we thought, well, we'll continue it on this trip.
Hold on to your own choice, not hearing what others say. If yours was the only voice, or if it was the only way, give me time to be free of myself. Give me time, give me time.
Be happy, don't be unhappy, be happy. Be happy, don't be unhappy, be happy. Not being a very fluent songwriter, I actually like singing other people's songs. Matter of fact, I spent 30 years doing that. But occasionally I come up with a little gem. And I was at the Baha'i Institute in Matamata once, at the Tangata Marae, and we were sitting around having a cup of tea and we were just having so much fun. We were so happy that this song turned up. It was just called Be Happy, Don't Be Unhappy. That's all the words there are to it. Since then I've been singing it everywhere. Be happy, don't be unhappy, be happy. Be happy, don't be unhappy, be happy. Oh! And the interesting thing is that that's the one song that people remember. It's just so simple. There's only half a dozen words in the whole song. The melody's simple, and that's about as complicated as I get when I write songs.
Together we stand, violent we fall. Come on out, people, let's get on a ball. Let's work together. Come on, let's work together. Because together we will stand, every boy, girl, woman, and man. Yeah, make someone happy, make someone smile. Let's get together and make life worthwhile. Let's work.
Well, Paul hasn't been with us before, and we decided that he's done it independently before. So we thought, right, we'll put the three of us together, three wise men, three stooges. We'll do this.
Living together we will stand, every boy, girl, woman, and man. Stefon Brown. Yeah, make someone happy, make someone smile. Let's work together and make life worthwhile. Let's work together.
A lot of people know Paul, a lot of people know Stefon, and it gives a bit of credibility to what we do as well. I don't know, it's just, we all sing and we all have the same love of music, so we can easily blend together and make good music.
Well, make someone happy, make someone smile. Come on now, people, let's make life worthwhile and work together. Work together. Come on, let's work together. Work together, work together, work together. Because together we will stand, every boy, girl, woman, and man. No great legacy.
Well, the thing with, I mean, it's a funny thing. I mean, how can I have such old hair and such a young face? Well, how do my hair get older than me? In the program we've got, we're singing a lot of Baha'i songs, and we're singing other songs that aren't Baha'i songs but have a sort of a universal message. One of the things that first attracted me to the Baha'i faith was it's the message of unity, that the Universal House of Justice had a statement that said the alpha and omega of all Baha'i objective can be summed up in one word, and that's unity. And an old song that I used to sing years ago is called United We Stand. United we stand, divided we fall, and if our back should ever be against the wall, we'll be together, together, you and I. And if the world around you falls apart, my friend, just you call out here. And if the going gets too tough along the way, I'll still be here, yeah, yeah. For united we stand, divided we fall. And if our backs should ever be against the wall, we'll be together, together, you and I. Yeah, and again. For united we stand, divided we fall. And if our back should ever be against the wall, we'll be together, together, you and I.
Woo! Well, man leads out broken. He said, that's all right, brother, you can ride right on. You don't have to pay nothing.
That's right, going straight on through that.
Rain gets a little further down the line, picking up speed. Driver leans out the window, says the man, fooled you, fooled you, fooled you. I got an old big iron. I got an old big iron. Well, rock island is the road, rock island is the road to ride. Rock island is the road to go. Ride the gun, ride the gun, get the ticket and the thing got the rock island. Well, ain't easy, go let me smile. Catch in the cover that you can't change me. Well, rock island is the road to ride. Yeah, rock island is the road to ride. Rock island is the road to go. If you want to ride, you got to ride, let the ride, get the ticket and the thing got the rock island.
Thames was a great night. Had a wonderful time. I'm staying in a little place called Paeroa, out in the sticks actually. That was a real education. And our host John Parks was a wonderful host and looked after us.
nature of all that you have made. Almighty God, lift my heart that I might see beyond the mist of this depression and take from me the crippling anger at wrongs long past. Repair my soul, O Lord, that I might once again take part in the world as you intended. Please God, forgive me my indiscretions and strengthen my resolve, that I may be worthy to walk in the dust of your creation. I am your humble child, and your blessing is my desire. Your guidance is my need.
It's
nice.
That's beautiful. Well, the prayer was, I was trying to decide, what God was to me. So that's why, I talked about the bush and so on, because that's where I feel closest to God is in the bush.
You're probably the first people in the entire room to see this. Right? You ready? Put it back on music, please. Put it around the back. Get in your hand, right? See the change? Slowly it reveals. Slowly it becomes revealed. Look at this. Right? See the change? Look. Look at that. See that? And finally. Now you know.
Yeah, so I come from Rotorua. My family name is Bennett, and the first Bennett in New Zealand came from Ireland. And he married a Maori lady and had to have been a princess, I guess, from Rotorua, and they had lots of children, all boys, about 50, I think actually. And that's how come the name Bennett came to be associated with Maoris throughout New Zealand. And I'm one of them. I decided to get into music when I was about 14 or 15 years of age. Joined a group called the Maori Troubadours many years ago. I think the leader of the band was a guy called Tui Teka. But in those days he called himself Prince Tui La Tui. And he was a wonderful man, wonderful performer. Over the years done a bit of cabaret work, and pubs and clubs and RSAs and things. But the best of all is just doing this sort of stuff with these guys. So.
I want to sing for you a very beautiful Maori love song. Tamati, tamati,
I was born in Greytown in the Wairarapa, and it's always held a special place for me. I lived here in Whakatane for a number of years. I lived on Waiheke Island, lived in Wellington, lived in Auckland, various Fiji for a little while, and now I'm back in Greytown, in my own hometown. It's come the full cycle.
Gonna pick me up a paper, read me the Sunday news. Gonna pick me up a paper, go read me the Sunday news. You be that woman.
Stefon Brown and I go back probably 30, 40 years in the music industry. We're both rock musicians in Wellington back in the 60s and 70s. And we've renewed our friendship in the last 10, 15 years, both having independently become Baha'is. And I have a business. I'm an antique dealer. Oh, a bit of rocky road here. There's a bit of that good old Kiwi highway. It's all right. When I was at Polytechnic in the late 60s, early 70s, I was busking on street corners for a living. And a friend and I decided we'd go down and see if we could get a license to do this, and we found out that no one had registered a license since before the war. So we were the first registered licensed buskers in New Zealand at that time, 1970 I think it was. And we worked for a couple of years busking. That's where I met Stefon actually, while we were busking. Everybody used to come and join us on the street. We made real good money in those days. From that I got into a rock band and was resident in a rock band for many years, and then I gave it up. But then it wasn't until I really got back to the wider rapper that I started to get back into bands again. And we have a band called the Dodge Brothers, who are a kind of hillbilly country swing band, which is quite unique. And we have a big following. It's a blues-based band. It's good. I'm now playing bass, which is something I never thought I would do, but I'm doing it.
Sing it out. Chicago, Chicago, give me those Chicago blues. Oh, Chicago, give me those Chicago blues.
Bless my soul, what's wrong with me? Hit you like a man on the fuzzy tree. My friends say I'm acting real love and love. Ooh, I'm on sugar. Hey, yeah. Hands are shaking, my knees are weak. Can't seem to stand no more too.
22 years ago, when I bought my first ovation guitar, my stomach was an entirely different shape than it is now. So you've got one shape going this way around here, you've got the other shape going here. It's very difficult to play this thing, so I want you to understand the difficulty that I'm going through here, right? All right.
It's great actually travelling around provincial New Zealand because it's not only is the places relatively close to get to, but the scenery and the things that you see along the way are just so inspiring. And I can honestly say, and I've been in a lot of other places in the world, that it's great to come back here and be able to get out into the country and just see that beautiful hills and the trees and rivers, clean rivers, and it's just wonderful. We stopped off in Rotorua at the Baha'i Youth Conference. Wonderful spirit there, 170 young souls. Wonderful sessions were given by different various individuals on all topics. We were lucky enough to perform there. For me, it was uplifting just to see the energy that was amongst those youth there. It feels like there's a good future for the Baha'i faith, not only here in New Zealand, but right throughout the world.
When mention of God have been made, when this praise
glorify, yeah, glorify, 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 glorify. Shiva to them glorified Baha'u'llah.
That's Mr. Infantry. You got to bring joy up to the maximum, bring blue down to the minimum. Have faith in everything you do, but don't mess with Mr. Infantry. To illustrate my last remark, Jonah and the whale, Noah and the ark. What did they do just when everything seemed so dark? They had to accentuate it's positive,
oh, you're watching TV, it's your favourite stuff. Baby sister is wailing and your mum's in the hop. With temperatures rising and you've just had enough. Be patient and gentle. Because practicing patience is a wonderful thing. And all the more that you practice, the more love it will bring. So be willing, wait for the thing that you want. Be patient and gentle and calm. Here we go. Doi, 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 doi. One more time, let's give that one. Here we go. Doi, 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 doi. Oh, the little leprechaun will be
Well,
very happy with those.
that's all we have time for today. But tune into Baha'i On Air next time to see more of Strings of the Heart, the marvellous, magnetic musical journey of three very young, well, relatively speaking, Baha'i musos who took our show on the road, trying to bring a little life, love and joy to the world. If you want any information on us, our music or the Baha'i faith, please check out our website www.baha'i.org.nz. We hope you will tune in next time for the final part of Strings of the Heart.
Here we go. Doi, 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 doi. Doi, 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 doi. I like it.